This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Lots of tears, lots of sharing things that maybe they haven't been able to share with anybody else. Sorry.
Coffee and community. What may seem like a small gesture made a big difference in the lives of hundreds of people on this Christmas day. Good evening to you. At 11 o'clock, I'm Mark Mullins. For the second straight year, Needhammer Coffee on the East Washington Street opened its doors to people who may not be feeling so merry this holiday. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum reports the shop plans to continue this tradition for years to come.
Hi, guys. Merry Christmas. We're glad that you're here.
Greeted with a smile and surrounded by others, Christmas Day was a little easier to handle for those feeling lonely.
A lot of people you wouldn't think about that woke up Christmas morning and have no one or anything to celebrate.
College students, widows, and widowers were just some of the people there. Volunteers also stopped by to act as a listening ear. Some people came alone and others came with their family, but they all came to connect and make sure nobody feels lonely on Christmas.
It's very good to be able to be around people, especially people who don't have family or someone to be around them. They can actually still interact and be able to feel the joy.
The kind of joy you can only get through meaningful conversation.
We kind of made each other's day. I mean, pretty quiet, not much going on out there today, so it's great to meet new people.
It's very powerful.
John Hobelman manages events here. He says this is about much more than just free coffee and donuts.
Very few businesses open up and just open their space and allow people to come in. And there's definitely a need for it.
Last year, they had about 150 people come in on Christmas. They expect the crowd to continue to grow each year. So while they may have walked in feeling lonely, Hobelman hopes they leave feeling loved.
People that are alone, and I'm probably getting a little emotional, people that are alone and they feel forgotten. And this is just a way of letting them know that people think about them, that they matter.
Glad that you're here.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
I absolutely love Ollie's crew. They are the best.
Serving customers on Christmas is a long-time tradition for another local business. The bar restaurant downtown Ollie's is open 24/7, 365 days a year. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker explains how the crew is helping everyone who stops in feel like they have family on what can be a lonely holiday for many.
You guys go, and I got a couple orders ahead of you guys, so I will be over here shortly, okay?
Jeffrey Baker is one of several employees at downtown Ollie's who keep things running all year long.
Any time of day or night, there will be somebody here.
Jeffrey knows he's missing out on time with his loved ones, but he's been in the service industry for 20 years, and that's how it goes. Someone has to work the holidays. It might as well be someone like him who feels like this.
I like to provide a place for people to go. I'm fortunate enough to have friends and family, and not everyone has that.
The sacrifice Jeffrey and so many others make is noticed by customers.
Without them, a lot of people would be at home alone, and they wouldn't be surrounded by friends.
Jerry Berkowitz has been coming to Ollie's for a long time. They make her feel so welcomed, she decided to do this after visiting with them on Thanksgiving.
They didn't even have a home-cooked meal, and I told them I would bring them Christmas dinner, so I did. And they thought I would forget, and then when I came over with the food, they were shocked.
While they don't expect all their customers to bring them home-cooked meals, they hope how they make Jerry feel is how they make everyone feel.
Just like a sense of family.
Throughout that story, you probably noticed all the decorations and how Jeffrey was dressed up. They do that for all the major holidays, so no matter if it's Christmas, Halloween, or St. Patrick's Day, if you come to downtown Ollie's, they're probably going to be a little bit more festive than other bars here in the city. Working for you in Indianapolis, I'm Cornelius Hawker for RTV6.
Well, another local restaurant served the community meals on this Christmas day. They provided free meals to those who needed it. Some people may have gone hungry today if it weren't for Country Kitchen. The restaurant boxed up around 3,000 meals for neighbors in need. Some were delivered to local shelters. Others were available for pickup at the restaurant on North College Avenue. Dozens of volunteers make this possible.
At Christmas time, there's a lot of folks that still need food, especially with food insecurities, being in a food desert. There are people who don't have access to food during the holidays. So we have over 100 volunteers that have come today to either deliver food, prepare food, or just to be here for moral support.
Country Kitchen also provides free meals on other major holidays. Today, volunteers also gave away toys to anyone who still needed them. If you're out and about making your way from grandma's house to another house to go to try to find something at the gas station store, you didn't need a jacket for it.
And you didn't need a car necessarily. I mean,
right,
people were just out. I saw people running in shorts, riding bikes, a group of 10 motorcycles. And so it's a December that you won't forget, that's for sure. We did not set a record, though. That's unbelievable. We have to go back to the 1890s, but we did have a warmer Christmas then. I'll have more information on that in a bit. 62, that was the magic number in Indianapolis, not the warmest in central Indiana. Other temperatures to the south, Bloomington made it to 66 degrees. Here's the good news. If you like the mild temperatures, they're going nowhere. Right on through the weekend, we'll stay mild. It's incredibly mild right now in Indy, 51. It's 55 in Lafayette and Terre Haute, 58 in Evansville. This is rare. Wind out of the south and increasing clouds will keep our temperatures from falling too much. This is the way the day starts tomorrow. A little patchy fog, temperatures 55 at noon. We'll talk about the afternoon high. What does change on Sunday and what that means for early next week coming up.
We'll see you soon, Kevin. Thank you. First responders are among the many people who cannot take the day off for the holiday. The Indianapolis Fire Department responded to hundreds of calls today. At 8:27 this morning, crews put out a fire that they say was caused by a space heater at a home on Oxford Street near Brookside Park on the east side. IFD says the heater was not being used correctly. One man was taken to the hospital with possible smoke inhalation. Firefighters rescued 3 cats and 1 dog. Firefighters say a Christmas gift mishap sparked a fire just after 10 o'clock this morning at an apartment near 38th and Franklin Road on the far northeast side. Now, according to investigators here, a child riding a new hoverboard lost control and hit a counter that had a burning candle on it. The candle fell into a trash bag full of wrapping paper, setting it on fire. There are no reports of injuries in this case. Also, a man is in critical condition after a fire at an apartment on the south side. Crews were called to Lockwood Court near Southport Road and South Meridian Street just before 12:30 this afternoon. An injured man found inside the unit was taken to the hospital. The cause of this fire is still under investigation. Lawmakers are away from Washington and won't return until the new year, and President Trump is spending Christmas at his resort in Florida. ABC's Inez de la Cuetara reports that's not stopping the ongoing war of words over impeachment.
President Trump and the First Lady releasing a holiday greeting this morning.
On behalf of the entire Trump family, we wish everyone a joyous and Merry Christmas and a very happy New Year.
The joy not carrying over into the bitter partisan fighting over impeachment. Trump and his allies slamming House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for withholding articles of impeachment from the Senate, which could delay the president's Senate trial.
She's doing a tremendous disservice to the country.
Pelosi is refusing to take the next steps in the impeachment process, explaining in a newly released letter to her colleagues, it now remains for the Senate to present the rules under which we will proceed. We can then appoint managers. Democrats are hoping the move will pressure Republicans to include, as part of President Trump's Senate trial, testimony from witnesses the president had blocked from the House committee hearings.
If it doesn't have documents and witnesses, it's going to seem to most of the American people that it is a sham trial.
But Republicans have already indicated they're likely to reject that request. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell pledging total coordination with the White House. That's not sitting well with some within McConnell's own party. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska telling an Anchorage news program, quote, in fairness, when I heard that, I was disturbed, and adding there should be distance between the White House and the Senate in how the trial is conducted. Senator Lisa Murkowski was also critical of the House impeachment hearings, which she believes were rushed to be completed before Christmas. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he doesn't expect the two sides to come to an agreement until after lawmakers return to Washington on January 6th. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Washington.
Tomorrow is another big shopping day as people head out to spend gift cards or make returns. If you do plan on trading in some of your gifts, here are some things to keep in mind. Don't open the box. Keep the original pack packaging intact, or else retailers may charge you a fee. This is especially important for electronics. Bring your ID. Some stores use computerized return systems that detect abuse, and you may be required to show identification. And every retailer has its own policy on returns and exchanges, so check the fine print before you go to the store.
Sometimes during the holidays, there's actually not the same return policy that there is year-round. Is there a restocking fee if they do accept a refund?
When buying gifts, remember to keep your receipts. This will ensure you get a full refund. Otherwise, you'll likely get a store credit. The Department of Public Works and Indy Parks are not wasting any time helping you get rid of your Christmas tree. Recycling starts tomorrow. You can drop off live trees at 9 different locations. You must remove ornaments and other decorations. The list of city parks where you can drop off trees is now on your screen. They should only be left at the specifically designated area within the park and only between dawn and dusk. Tree recycling in Indianapolis goes through January 31st and is only for residents of Marion County. You can find the list of drop-off sites by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
Merry Christmas!
Coming up, from Australia to Thailand to the Vatican, we'll show you Christmas celebrations from around the world. And next, will Pacer star Victor Oladipo be back in the lineup by Valentine's Day? The latest timetable on his return from injury. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Easy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Victor Oladipo plans to return to the court by late January or early February. ESPN is reporting that the timetables given by the league sources. Oladipo has not played at all this season after rupturing his right quad tendon 11 months ago. Despite not having the top superstar there, the Pacers are 21-10. The 12th scam of Christmas is a warning about a popular gift that could help you de-stress around the holidays. Watch out for CBD products that are labeled incorrectly. CBD comes from the cannabis plant. It's now found in many products that are used to treat anxiety and pain relief. Consumer Reports is warning about CBD oils that advertise having a higher percentage of CBD than what's in the product. They recommend looking for companies in states that have legalized recreational and medicinal use of cannabis, since they often have stricter standards, and to be cautious of companies claiming their products can heal or cure certain ailments. From opening presents to going to church to helping people in need, billions of people around the world celebrated Christmas in different ways. ABC's Trevor Ault has the sights and sounds tonight.
Christmas time is here, a day of celebration for billions of people around the world. In the West Bank, thousands descending on the historical birthplace of Jesus in Bethlehem. While in the Vatican, Pope Francis leading a Christmas morning mass from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. In France, a break from tradition. This year's fire at Notre Dame Cathedral preventing a Christmas Eve mass there for the first time since the French Revolution, with hope to return a few years down the road. In Australia, volunteers serving Christmas lunch to weary firefighters separated from their families as they battle the country's devastating bushfires. While in Thailand, even the elephants are in the Christmas spirit.
I'm really happy to see them, and it's very cute.
The royal family taking in an early church service, Prince Andrew joining the Queen, and here at home, locals and tourists alike attending early morning mass at New York City's famed St. Patrick's Cathedral. On Christmas Eve, President Trump and the First Lady opting for a Southern Baptist service in Florida, while Christmas gifts were sent to hundreds of American troops stationed in Iraq and Syria. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
We are enjoying one of the warmest weeks of December and of the season, I'd say.
And it's not just 24 hours and then pulled right out for Monday.
Right, we enjoyed a week of it.
And we've got 4 more days, it looks like, right through Sunday before things change. So went down to Monument Circle tonight just to see everybody enjoying. Look at the stream.
Look at the line there.
Waiting to get there. Everybody just grabbing pictures. Nobody in a hurry to do anything. They had the carriages rolling. That one, the pumpkin one, had to be back by midnight. But it was a great night and very enjoyable. Takes the stress out of the holidays if you have to do some traveling with these temperatures. No doubt about that. We did get some historical credit. We're 3rd on the list now of all-time warmest Christmases. 62 today, that was in 2019. We started record keeping, I say we, I wasn't there. 1871 is when the Weather Service opened in Indianapolis. 1893 is our warmest Christmas on record. Not many parts of the country had a white Christmas. This is a snow cover map across the country where you would expect it in higher elevations in the Rockies, and then it's really pushed along the Canadian-U.S. border. Look at the surge of warmth from the Gulf Coast into the southern Great Lakes. This area of warmth will continue to shrink, but not through the weekend. We'll continue to hold on to mild temperatures and keep the colder temperatures off to the north and west. It's a very unique night right now in progress. 51 in the Indianapolis, 57 in Martinsville, 58 in Bloomington. A south wind and also increasing cloud cover overnight will keep our temperatures around 50 for a morning low, which is well above our average high. There's the average high. We raise the bar here for the next several days. Then we drop on Monday. But there's no Arctic air within the 7-day planner. So as we dip deeper into January, at least we start on a mild note. Through the day tomorrow, biggest change from today will be a lot more cloud cover. Won't slow the temperature down too much. We'll still hit 60 for a high. There's the gray of the cloud cover through the day. It's possible we see a few sprinkles as we get to the evening hours tomorrow. There are the high temperatures from north to south. Bloomington, you hit 66 today, 63 or so because of the clouds tomorrow. Friday forecast, still lots of clouds. Temperatures back off a little bit. Mid-50s is kind of our realistic goal for a high temperature Friday. We'll take these temperatures and warm up, though, with one more surge of warmer air into the weekend. Saturday, a few showers around early. They're more likely Saturday night into Sunday. There are your weekend temperatures, twin 58-degree highs. The big change, though, will be Sunday. More rain, I think, on a consistent basis. A little more widespread rainfall expected. Here's your 7-day forecast. It starts to look a little more like winter as we get to New Year's Eve. Dry, that's always important. Temperature 37 for the high, 24 degrees on January 1st. You wake up, get 2020 rolling, and 41 for the afternoon high temperature. So still no storms to deal with there.
I'm enjoying this, but it makes me nervous for what January might have in store. Shh. All right. Brad Brown standing by with a look at sports on this Christmas night.
Good evening, and thanks for spending part of your Christmas night with us. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum is a treasure trove of automotive history, but the collection there is far bigger than the space allows. So the IMS staff have brought out some rarely seen gems for a new exhibit. I got a look at what came up from the vault for tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight. The lines, the curves, the brands, and so many legendary stories. The Speedway Museum's curators spent months deciding which tucked-away cars were worthy of one of the 24 spots on the showroom floor. As you might expect, it wasn't easy.
There was multiple weeks of debates and maybe some arguments over some cars, but we're all in good spirit. But I think what me and the team have come up with is a great potpourri of the collection.
There are examples of not just race cars, but something from every era of the past 11 decades. The oldest being a 1906 Fiat that predates the first 500-mile race.
Yeah, it shows that diversity of the collection and why this place is so special, kind of like the iconic 2.5-mile oval itself.
The evolution of racing technology is also on display, from this super sleek Mercedes-Benz Formula One racer to a Corvette prototype that had a little something extra. They've also brought up a dose of Hollywood in the form of the new movie Ford versus Ferrari. This number 21 Ferrari, it was the winner at the 24 Hour of Le Mans in 1965. The Ford GT sitting next to it was one of 4 that ran at Le Mans in '66. Designed by Carroll Shelby, driven by soon-to-be Indy 500 winner Mark Donohue. The number 4 Ford had a mechanical failure early in that '66 race and never finished. Those other 3 Fords swept the podium, and the rest is racing history.
Every car here has a story in the diversity of cars that we have, and kind of giving them a platform to be on display for our guests to enjoy is something that we're really excited about.
Dozens of trophies, scrapbooks, entry lists, radio recordings, and films. All of it adding to the rich tradition that make this place one of the world's great racing destinations. Just an outstanding exhibit there. Jason tells us they plan to rotate some more cars up from the vault to the main floor. That will happen every few weeks. If you'd like to check it out, you can see the exhibit at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum now through April 20th.
Thanks, Brad. Coming up here on RTV6, how dogs are helping Indiana inmates prepare for life after prison.
1,000-mile warranty at Honda of Fishers.
Hiring Hoosiers is committed to connecting everyone in the community to career opportunities, including those who face barriers like people serving time in prison. RTV6's Amanda Starantino first introduced you to the ICANN program in May. Tonight we take another look at how the program is helping inmates secure jobs after incarceration with the help of four-legged friends.
Ashley Bowers is a certified pet trainer.
Don't go down.
But Ashley was not always a dog whisperer. She spent 5 years in prison for armed robberies.
When I was incarcerated, I was just kind of floating around doing nothing, really no aspirations to do any better.
That is until Ashley learned about ICANN, the Indiana Canine Assistant Network, where service dogs are trained by inmates in the state's prisons.
So I had no experience, but as time went by, my skills started to advance and I started teaching more advanced behaviors.
These dogs are learning to be fully trained service dogs. Thunder, sit. But the ICANN program is also teaching inmates the skills they need to re-enter society successfully.
So we teach them how to interview, we teach them how to write resumes.
Sean Diamond has been with ICANN for 15 years.
The individuals that are in prison are still human beings, and a lot of them are going to get out. Our recidivism rate in Indiana is around 39%. People that have been in ICANN a year or more, it's around 17%. But what we need to do as a society is provide skills for individuals so they're not living off welfare. They're not having to turn back to crime and then come back to prison, to set them up for success as much as we can, whether it's through jobs, building up their self-esteem, and giving them skills that enable them to go in different directions.
After 3,600 hours of training and curriculum studies, the handlers complete an apprenticeship and receive Department of Labor certificates in service dog training and pet grooming, thus providing the inmates professional skills upon release.
As soon as I got out, within a month of moving to Indianapolis, I had a job and I was working in Greenwood PetSmart.
She later took a job here at the Fishers Pause and Play Dog Resort and Training Center.
Without ICANN, I would have came out a felon with these pretty big felonies. Nobody was going to be willing to hire me. If it wasn't for my family in ICANN, I would have been, who knows what I would have done.
Giving this former criminal something to be passionate about.
I want to keep this huge rotating circle of dogs from coming into shelters, from becoming strays, from getting euthanized. It's a huge deal.
That was Amanda Starantino reporting. Inmates must meet certain qualifications to be accepted into the ICANN program, including having a GED and a good conduct record. For more information on how to support ICANN or how to get involved, go to hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back.
I realize it's probably been a long day for you and your vision may be blurred as you get tired. Can you find the deer in there?
Oh,
it's not easy to find.
Oh, deer. I see it.
Yeah.
Spotted it.
There you go. On the lower left, that's where you find the deer. They're enjoying this weather as well. We'll be up to 60 tomorrow with lots of cloud cover.
There you go. A cheer for you to get outside, make all those returns that you need to do, or exchanges.
I hear music.
Ah, does that mean it's time for us to go? Yes, it is. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. GMI comes your way at 4:30, and we leave you tonight on this Christmas with another look at the Circle of Lights. Have a great evening, everyone.